What's up, everybody? This is Clements. I have the very great privilege of being joined by Sheth, aka Sean. That actually, I was really worried about saying that correctly, but I pulled it off very well.
Nicely done.
Thanks for joining me, man.
Of course.
So you have spawned in the, I guess you could say northwest, sort of. It's in the north position in Scrap Station. I don't know how you would call it, because they're sort of like, the orientation is so confusing.
Yep.
But tell me what your strategy is going into this ZVZ game that you have.
Alright, well, a ZVZ game on Scrap Station, there are two options. One, you can try and take a fast expansion there. I'm not a huge fan of that build because I feel like the other Zerg can kill it if they try really hard.
Okay.
So I'm just going to scout, see what he's doing. I'm very likely just going to go for a slow macro game into just roaches. Roaches
okay.
are
You love the roaches.
Pretty good in this matchup, I would say.
Okay, excellent. And while we're getting your economy up and running, do you think you could tell our listeners what your history of StarCraft is, like sort of how you got into the scene and what you've been up to?
Sure. Well, I was raised as an orphan by people who played Snow.
That would be awesome. I wish that was the real story.
Just basically in high school, I played it. I kind of got addicted to it. I feel like it's almost a drug for me.
Hey, that's a good thing. It's a healthy drug to have.
It's not the worst one I could do, you know? So I did that, and I've been playing it now for around 11 years. Played the N64 version.
Wow.
Played this
That takes some patience, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, the fact that units moved at around 1/4 the speed of this, your Marines would die just right away before you could micro them. That's crazy days.
Well, those dark days are behind us now, and now we can enjoy I would argue, much superior game.
Yes, definitely.
StarCraft 2 greater than N64 version of StarCraft.
I think everyone in the world can agree.
So you're gonna try and go for roaches. Is there anything in a ZVC game that has you nervous or that you're worried about?
Well, you always have to be worried about micro, about if your opponent is going to go an all-in build. His style right here looks like he's going to have a little bit less units, or a little bit less drones, more units.
Okay.
So I have to be careful. Like, I'm watching his units here. I don't want to show too much of my build. However, at the same time, I want to be scouting him soon. He's going to see everything here that he needs to see. That's fine with me. I feel like in this position, that's okay.
Okay.
I just need to deal a little bit of pressure now. The Baneling Nest should pay off for itself.
Absolutely. Well, Banelings are always an awesome idea.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Banelings, even though they're my worst enemy as a Terran player.
Yep.
Now, how do you feel about, recently I've seen a couple games where people just make a crap ton of queens, and it seems to work really well. Do you generally just have one queen per base?
In this situation, one queen's good because his Overlord's already gone. It's not there, like, waiting for me or anything.
Okay.
Other situations, I might be doing something different.
All right. Oh, man. So here we go. We're moving in.
Yeah,
we
we're
see
just
a couple
seeing what he
Zerglings.
has. Just seeing what's going on here.
God, those Speedlings are so fast. That's ridiculous. They remind me of little fleas.
Yep.
Yup, he unenthusiastically responds.
It's hard to come up with coherent responses when you're
Absolutely. You're using about 300 times the brain power that I am right now. So what did you gather from running through his base there? Is there anything that bothered you?
Nope, this is all good. This is pretty similar to what I want.
Okay.
I have the map control with these lings. I know what he's doing. He's going roaches. He doesn't have an expansion. At this point, I'm actually pretty okay with everything.
Okay, excellent. Or when do you feel is the right time for you to drop down an expansion?
I need to watch his timing, and I just really, with this +1 upgrade that I have right here, I'm really just purely worried about him attacking like right early.
Okay. This is the most Zergling intensive match I've seen in a little while, actually.
Saving larvae so I can get roaches. Honestly, I want to see
the Roach Warren is up.
Yeah, he's going to go kill my Overlord. Just like what you were saying, where it's probably good to have that extra Overlord. Thing is here, it can be not the most beneficial.
Alright, so are you just going to let that Overlord go? Is that okay with you right now?
It's going to die.
Alright.
It's going to happen.
It's already been written off.
It's not something I can do anything about at this point. I just need to macro, and hopefully I'll have some advantage because of this +1 and the fact that he still hasn't expanded.
Okay. Yeah, did we? I didn't see in his base. Does he have any sort of? Does he have an evolution chamber up yet?
I don't know. Didn't see. We don't know at this point. We just kind of have to assume he doesn't. And you know, you stay macroing. That's all you really got to do. In this situation, I want to break these rocks down. Having some scouting information is good too. There's not too much to say about ZBZ other than just...
No, dude, this is... I didn't mean to go silent, but I'm just paying rapt attention to how you're playing because I can learn a lot from it. Yeah, it looks like your Zerglings are sort of eating through them, so...
Zerglings are good.
It's a right call about the +1 upgrade there. It always is really startling to me that with Protoss and Terran, it seems like there's so many upgrades to buy. Or sorry, Protoss and Zerg. Like, because there's the Carapace and then everything else, and meanwhile, with Terran, all I need to do is just get my armor, and I feel really good about myself.
Yep. I don't know. For me, I'm just a Zerg player at heart. I accidentally misclicked that, but...
No problem. I was ranting, so you can ignore it. Are you going to try and take the island expansion?
At this point, no. Okay. All I'm really worried about is I want to make sure he only has one base. Make sure he's not attacking me. I'm getting these upgrades, so I know I'm going to have, or hopefully I'm going to have an upgrade advantage. The fact that he has so many lings, like, look how many lings I forced him to make. I made my few lings, but they really weren't a detriment to me.
Right, they were just a stepping stone for your Roach build.
Yep, and in this situation I now have 2 Overseers. I can go harass him. At the same time I can go expand. I feel like this is a pretty strong build. Can make a few more. See, there's his push right now. It's coming at me. I have to micro this just properly. And look at that mutas. That's something I wasn't expecting.
Okay. Not
prepared for at all. So you instantly just have to almost go for like a counter at this point, I feel. You gotta hope you're not gonna die, but at this point it's not looking good.
I feel like sometimes Zerg players, they barely cling to life, and that's what makes them so exciting to play as.
Yep, sometimes that's the case.
So what is your move right now? Are you just gonna try and get up an anti-Mutalisk force as quickly as possible?
That's pretty much it. I needed to make sure that he didn't just come kill me. I got time for these spores now. I can at least live a little bit longer. And in the meantime, you know, I'm just macroing up. He probably is taking an expansion. Mutas are not the strongest, though. Just definitely not the strongest of units. But they are going to do really good harass on me here.
Yeah, definitely. As a Terran player, the Mutas are also very troublesome for me.
Yep, definitely. I have very out of position units here. I just need to try, or I want to try and keep them off guard. Like I need to try and with these mutas to just kind of, or with these, excuse me, roaches. Need to try and keep him.
Roaches are the mutas of the ground. That's really what you were trying to say.
Indeed. He can do a little bit of damage. I'll try not to lose too many of these roaches. If I lose any, it's kind of a mistake. But either way, I see that he's going a lot of mutas at this point.
Do you think he's just committed to doing mutas for the rest of the game now?
Interesting question. The thing is, excuse me.
Yeah, no problem.
He's gonna have now. Actually, with that many mutas, yes, this is committed. This is very committed. I feel like
so yeah, I'm sorry. I was just gonna ask, like, what's a good counter for mutas when you're Zerg? I mean, are you gonna do? Wow, this is embarrassing. I totally forgot the name of the anti-air unit that you guys have.
Corruptors.
Corruptor. There it is. Is it like Hydras, Corruptors? I mean, what do you do?
In this situation, Infestor Hydra is gonna be pretty good. I hope. We'll just have to see.
All right.
You want to try and just stop the units from far. Just try and hit them when you can. At this point, I only have one base, and if I was a betting man, I would say is this base pretty nicely saturated.
Okay.
It's going to be all full of units.
If I was a betting man, which you are, obviously.
Yeah. Either way, I'm kind of hoping he makes a big mistake. If he gets his units near me, I can fungal them.
Okay.
One sec.
Yeah, you take a drink of water. This is a casual conversation.
Okay, want me to take a casual drink of water?
Yes, please, casual. Casually, it has to be a casual drink, though.
Of course. So in this situation now, pretty much have to be aggressive. There's not really much I can do.
Do it.
I need his mutas to be coming in.
Yeah, so he's skirting your base often with those mutas. I keep seeing him pop up. And taking out some sight, which is always good.
Yep, doing a little bit of damage.
How satisfying is it to kill an opponent's Overlord? On a scale from 1 to 10.
It feels like revenge. All the games.
On a scale from 1 to 10, it's revenge.
It's revenge. Here I'm kind of worried about just losing these
like
infestors.
Oh, the fungal growth. It's so good. Oh, man. I'm like stressed out for you right now.
I'm in trouble either way because of the amount of these units.
Yes.
It's just not looking good. But, yeah, that's one of the things that happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
His mutas were well timed, and we'll just have to see if I can live at all from this. He should have a whole new batch of units shortly. Should be able to come in and do a lot of damage. And again, the thing is, he'll already have, look at all these units that have upgrades. The mutas just held me in.
It's not necessarily looking good for you right now.
Not at all. Not at all.
But that's because you've been talking to me the entire time.
That's some excuse, some excuse. He played very well too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is top level play. And there's the GG from you. Classy, as always. I love seeing GGs because I feel like that's an example of gamers actually being respectful human beings. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for playing, dude.
No problem. I wish I could have won for you that game.
Oh, it doesn't even. Winning or losing, it's all about learning something.
Indeed.